Hello students, good morning all of you. I am Shailendra Jays. Today we are going to discuss our first chapter, which is Societal Impacts of IT. Okay. In this chapter we are going to discuss different terminologies regarding society and cyber crimes such as virus, Trojan horse, worms, malicious softwares which is malware, spyware, crackers, hackers, cybercrime, all these terms, e-commerce, etc. Okay, now we are going to start it. Computer and data have become the lifeline of any organization. If something goes wrong with them, business almost comes to a standstill. In this paragraph, an overview is given in which it is shown that computer has a very important part in our life, without which we are not able to perform many different tasks of our daily life. Okay, but while performing these tasks we have to perform some precautions. Okay, we have to perform some precautions while sending some important data. We have to be aware of loss of data, okay, theft of data, all these sort of things. We have to also protect our computer from various viruses, Trojan horses and worms. Okay, so in this paragraph all this sort of things is given. Okay, now first of all we are going to discuss what is a virus. A computer virus is a program or set of program that disrupt the normal functioning of a computer. Okay, what is a virus? Virus is a type of program which affect our computer, which affect our computer in very harmful manner. Okay, it affects the normal function of a computer. A virus infect or destroy data it enter into a computer without the permission or knowledge of the user. Actually, virus destroy our files and folders in the computer, and without the knowledge of the user it enters in our computer. The full form of virus is vital information resource under siege. It means the important data which is in our computer is in the capture of virus. The virus handle our data. It can change our data. Okay. The essential resources of computer like memory, processing speed, data and program are hampered when a virus is spread into system. All the resources of computer such as memory, CPU, okay, our files and folders, our programs, our softwares, all are affected with this virus. Virus programs are self-replicating program which continuously expand their reach by infecting more and more computer files, resulting in loss of speed and destruction of data. Actually, virus programs are self-replicating. Self-replicating means they multiply themselves. Okay, they multiply themselves. For example, if a single virus enter in our computer, then it will replicate into double, triple, okay, 4 times, 5 times. They replicate themselves. They make a copy of themselves. Okay, almost all viruses are attached to an executable file, which means that if a virus exists on a computer, it will not infect the computer unless you run or open the malicious program. Actually, virus attached to the executable file of our program. Executable files are those files which are executed when we run any kind of software. Okay, when any software such as MS Office or your Windows Media Player, these are all files, program files. When these are executed, their executable files are executed, and virus is attached with their executable file. So virus will not affect if you don't touch your computer, but when you run any program, it will going to start affect your system. Now there are different types of viruses. First one is boot virus. Boot virus is a kind of virus which affect your boot files, which affect your boot files. What is the meaning of boot? Here the meaning of boot is that starting your computer. Okay, when you switch on your computer, okay, the switch on of computer is called booting. When you switch on the computer, there are several operating system files which are going to be executed and going to be initialized. Okay, these files are called boot files, and these files are resided in master boot record. Okay, so virus goes at that location, and they can affect the operating system important files, which will affect starting of your system. Your system is not going to start. Your boot files are corrupted, and your computer is not going to start properly. Okay, now another type of virus is program file virus. Program file viruses are those viruses which I have already discussed. The viruses are attached with the executable files or program files. When these programs are executed, the virus is active and they affect your system. Okay, there are several executable files: .com, .exe, .ovl, .drv, .sys, etc. .sys is system file, .exe is executable file, all these sort of files. Examples of program file viruses are Sunday, Cascade. These are the name of the viruses. Okay, Sunday, Cascade, etc. Now, how will you determine that your computer is affected by virus? You can check it by there are different symptoms given over here. You can detect that if your system, whether the system is going to be affected by virus or not. First is there decreasing the speed of a computer by decreasing the memory. It means if your computer becomes slow, okay, and your memory is full but your actual data is very less, so there will be a possibility of a virus attack. Second point, causing strange movement or pattern on the screen. Without your permission, there is a movement over your screen. Your screen flickers, your screen automatically shut downs. All these sort of movements, when it occurs on your screen, then there will be a symptom of virus infection over your system. Okay, displaying unusual messages like your PC is stoned. Some kind of messages are given by the virus programmers. Example of this is your PC is stoned. It means your PC will become like a stone. It will not work. It is a stone. Okay, so these are messages given by the virus programmers. Increasing the use of disk space and causing growth in file size, and virus attach itself to many files. Actually, we have already discussed that virus is a self-replicating program. It means the size of your disk space increasing day by day when virus attached to different files. So therefore your size of the memory will increases, not size of the memory, your free space of the memory will decreases, and the space acquired by viruses will be there. Okay, frequent hanging of the system. Frequent hanging of the system means your system will not obey, will be paused. Okay, these are the symptoms of hanging systems. When you click on the screen several times, it will not work. When you right click, it will not open. All these sorts of things are hanging of the systems. Showing abnormal write protect error. Actually, write protect error are those errors which are associated with the memory devices. Your pen drive, it should be write protected. Your hard disk, there is a write protect. It means you are not able to write, you are not able to copy, you are not able to save anything on your memory. Okay, this is called write protect error. You are not able to write anything. Write means save anything on your system. Displaying a change in data against the file name in the directory while when a virus modifies the file. Virus actually change the file name in the directory. Directory means where your program files resides. Okay, the virus has changed the name of the data. Okay, then the file will not work properly. Reformatting the hard disk. Virus will format your hard disk. It erase all your data over the hard disk. Okay, it will be a loss of your data. Deleting or damaging file. It will delete or damage or corrupt the important files of your system. So these all are the symptoms of the virus over the computer, through which you can detect whether there is a virus attack or not. Now there are several steps to prevent virus. Every PC should be equipped with some antivirus program. Antivirus program, do you know? Antivirus program, these are the kind of softwares which are available in the market, which helps your system to prevent from virus attack. Okay, always scan the pen drive before copying file. Whenever you attach a pen drive to your system, uh, first of all scan the pen drive, then copy the file from the pen drive. Scan the pen drive with the help of antivirus. Do not install pirated software. Pirated means there are the softwares available in the market are licensed software, while some softwares are pirated, which are not a valid copy of the software. So avoid using these types of softwares. Scan the hard disk twice a month. In a month, scan your hard disk twice with the help of antivirus to check whether there is virus attack or not. Take the backup of important files every day. If you are performing some important task, your files are very important for you, then you have to take the backup. Backup means make extra copy of that important file in a separate place. Okay, store that file in a separate place. Now, another terminology regarding virus is computer worm. Worms are also type of virus, but they are not virus. They behave differently from the virus. Let us see what is a worm. A worm is similar to a virus design and is considered to be a subclass of a virus. Worm is just similar in design, है ना? And it is a subclass. It is a part of virus. Subclass या फिर classification of a virus. The worm spreads from computer to computer, but unlike a virus, it has the capability to travel without any human action. Like in virus, if you don't open your file, any executable file, the virus is inactive. But worms does not need any human intervention. They travel themselves in your computer without any action taken by the human. The biggest danger with a worm is its capability to replicate itself on a system. Replicate means to make copy of ourselves. Worm also replicate. It means worm also capture your memory. Okay, they acquire space on your system. They fill the space of your memory. Hence, rather than your computer, sending out a single worm, it could send out hundreds of thousands of copies of itself, creating a huge devastating effect. It means if a single worm affect you, then the computer will create thousands of worms, and if it send a worm in the network, then it will be a very devastating means drastic harmful effect. Due to the end result in most of the cases is heavy consumption of system memory or network bandwidth. It means if a worm affects our network, then our network means our internet using net will become slow. Bandwidth, here bandwidth is given. Actually bandwidth is the channel width. Channel width means how fast our data travel over the network, and worm affect the bandwidth. It means the speed of the network becomes slow, causing web servers. Web servers means there are several servers over the internet. Worms can affect the functioning of the web servers, networks and individual computer to stop responding. Server will not respond to our request. Servers are actually those machines which serves according to our request over the network. They will not perform properly. In recent worm attacks such as much talked about blaster worm. Blaster worm is a kind of worm. Recently it affected several computers. The worm was designed to tunnel into a system and allow malicious user to control the computer remotely. Actually these worms allow transmitted in our system, and this worm is handled by some malicious user. Malicious here means those intentions are not very good. They are going to harm your system, they are going to destroy your memory, they are going to affect your files. Okay, so these malicious users actually control your computer from remote locations with the help of these worms. Okay, so you understand what are worms. Okay, now another different terms is Trojans. A Trojan horse is full of trickery as its names reflect. Trickery means what it is going to perform, it will not show you. It behaves in a different manner. Okay? It will dodges you. Okay? It seems to be good for you, but it will harm you. Harm you, no, you means your system. The Trojan horse at first glance will appear to a useful software but will actually damage the computer once it is installed. It means if your system has any kind of file and in the network this file you think it is useful for you, you can download it and you can install it, but it is not a good file. It will affect your system when you install it. Users users on the receiving end of a Trojan horse are usually tricked into opening them because they appear to be receiving useful software or files from a genuine sources. When user get this file, they think that this file is going to be useful for them. Okay, but it is from a genuine resource. Genuine means original sources, but these are not original sources. They are Trojan horse, which is going to affect your system. When a Trojan is activated on a computer, the result can vary. Some Trojan are designed to be more irritating than malicious, like changing your desktop, adding silly active desktop icons, or they can cause serious damage by deleting files and destroying information on a system. Trojans, what type of effects they can do on your system? They can change your desktop icons, adding silly active desktop icons, okay, or they can cause serious damage by deleting files. They can delete the files, destroy the information on the systems. All these sort of things are done by Trojan horse. Trojans are also known to create backdoor on a computer that give an easy access to malicious user, thus allowing your confidential or personal information to be compromised. Unlike virus and worms, Trojans do not reproduce by infecting other files, nor they self-replicate. Trojans actually opens a backdoor to the various malicious users. Previously, I have defined what are malicious users. These malicious users can handle your system. Okay, they can harm your system. They can steal your important data. But Trojan does not replicate. Replicate means like virus and worms. They replicate, but Trojan do not replicate. Okay. Trojans comes in two part. Client part and a server part. The manufacturer of Trojan sent a server part on your system, and the client part they can handle on their separate system. They send the server part on the system. When victim install the server part on the system, then with the help of client part, the malicious user can handle your system. Okay. So this is the type of technology which are used by Trojan horse developers. Okay. Now another term is malware. Malware is divided into two terms. Malicious software. Malicious means which is not going to be good for you, and it is a type of software. So all these are malwares. Trojan horse, worms, virus, all these are malwares. Okay. Some important malwares are Bancos. It is an information stealer that waits for a user to access banking website, and while surfing it steals the sensitive information. Bancos is a malware. It waits for the user to enter its important information regarding banking, and it steals the information and can harm the user. Gator. It secretly monitors web surfing habits and sends the information to its server, which then pop-ups the relevant ads. Gator are those kinds of malware which actually study your surfing habits. What kind of websites you usually opens daily, you visit which kind of websites, and with your habits they're going to send some ads which opens on your browser window, such as pop-up windows, and these pop-up windows are actually ads, different ad services. So Getter actually monitors your habits over the internet, and according to your habits they send some ads which opens on your browser window, such as pop-ups. Okay, these are also known as adwares. Okay, now spyware. Spyware means spy means which which keeps an eye on your activities over the systems. Okay, spyware is also a software. Spyware is a type of malware that is installed on computer and collect information about user without their knowledge. Okay, it is also a type of software, malware, which is installed on computer, and it see your habits, what are you going to perform. Spyware programs secretly monitors the user computing. They can collect various types of personal information such as internet surfing habits, visited web pages, and transmit this information in the background to someone else. Actually it monitors your habits, your activities, and submit these activities to someone else which is remotely sitting at some other remote location. They can also interfere with users control of computer in other way, such as installing additional software and redirecting the web browser activity to other pages. Spyware actually monitors your habits over the computer. It can steal the information also. Okay, whenever you open a banking site, you are performing some kind of transactions. Okay, so they will steal your personal details of banking also. So it is very harmful for us. They can steal your passwords, they can steal your email address, password, even credit card number also. So spywares are the softwares which are able to steal your personal information or important information and can send it to the other person sitting at remote location. Remote location means not at your place, some other place. Spam. Another term, spam. All of you are using email. Whenever you open your inbox of email, you can see some spam messages are there. Spam messages are there which are unwanted, not sent by your colleagues, your friends, which are in your address book. They are sent from unknown resources. Spams are generally some commercial advertising or something else. Okay, the spams also fill your memory. Okay, so spam is unwanted email messages which is sent on your email ID. Okay, how to identify spam? How will you identify spam? Messages that do not include your email address in the to or CC field are common form of spam. Whenever you open a spam, in the to section there are various sections, to, CC, BCC are there. So whenever your email ID is not written in this section, in this block, to or CC block, CC means carbon copy, then you will able to identify that it is a spam. Whenever there is your email ID is written over these fields, then it is not a spam. Some spam can contain offensive language or links to websites such as with inappropriate content. Some spams will send some content which is not appropriate to see it, so these are also spams. How will you protect against yourself from spam? Installing spam filtering blocking software. There are several softwares available which when you install, they block the spams to receive. If you suspect that an email is spam, do not respond, just delete it. Whenever you think in your inbox that it is a spam, do not open it, just delete it. Consider disabling the email preview pane and reading email in plain text. Do not open your email in preview pane. Preview pane means when your mouse pointer, you bring your mouse pointer on that message, a preview window will open. So stop previewing the window and read in a plain text. mode. Reject all instant messages from persons who are not in your buddy list. Reject all those mails who are not sent from your buddy friends list. Okay, unknown messages are not open. Okay, don't open message from unknown person. Do not click on URL links within instant messages unless from a known source. Whenever a hyperlink is given in any kind of message which is unknown, then don't open it. Keep software and security patches up to date. Keep your antivirus, various softwares, okay, update them at periodic interval. Okay, now for today I will finish my topic, and in the next week we are going to discuss antivirus softwares and different terminologies regarding this first chapter. Okay, so be ready with your book next time. Goodbye. Okay.